Wow, I'm actually outside. Just when I was beginning to forget what nature was like. Well, I decided to come to Chittenangle Falls. Because I had a delivery coming out here, and I'm like, why not make a fucking video too at the same time? So during my last video, I whined and bitched a lot. But I'm getting my shit together. Now, some of you want me to continue to give my opinions on news and politics and And about 9 or 10 of you didn't want me to do that. So you unsubscribed. Oh, well, I kind of knew it. But overall, the video was a success. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to stress myself out by forcing myself to constantly consume the news and politics and shit. So last I left off, I was talking about how I needed to slash and burn and get rid of a lot of the income leeches in terms of monthly subscriptions and just overall sitting down and doing a post-mortem on my brokenness, seeing what's coming out of me. And I was kind of blown away by how much money I was actually just losing every month. And, you know, you got to think of it in terms of time spent working to pay those subscriptions, which, quite frankly, some of them I don't use nearly enough to justify the cost over the course of a year. And but long story short, I managed to save myself $200 every month just by cutting out subscriptions. Yes, I've cut out Prime as well. I'm going to learn to live without it. Since I won't be buying much shit, doesn't make sense to continue to have Prime as part of my subscription base. I also cut down heavily on my AI. I got rid of ChatGPT's subscription, and I probably won't ever go back to them just because of how censored and their video product was kind of shitty. So's their image generation, to be frank. And, you know, they're really not offering me enough bang for my $200 if they want to do the pro level, or $20 a month for the other one. That's the one I had. I didn't do the 200. You know, 200 is ridiculous. You know, your AI ain't that smart for me to pay it $200. You know, I use the free Grok now for Grok 3. You know, a little politicalness there. Instead, because it's uncensored. That was one of the first things that drew me to it. Also, I got rid of Adobe. They charged me $98. Apparently, that number goes down the closer to your 1 year you get. But I will never buy it again. I've already found some alternative. I'll do another video on that if anyone gives a shit about editing photos without Photoshop. But bottom line, Adobe is gone. No more Adobe for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. So Prime is a big one. You know, the bulk of the savings came from lowering the amount I was spending on AI. I'm still able to do my AI videos. And I just got to kind of find that sweet spot in how much compute I need to purchase in order to produce my video content that I use. And I will continue to incorporate AI into my workflow for both this channel and my other channel, Third Eye, which I've been slacking on as well. I haven't put a video out in a while. But if you haven't been over to check it out, please go subscribe and check out my music and AI artistry. You know, one of the, Dave in MSP, or I don't know, whatever he fucking calls himself now, cutting back isn't good enough because I have a revenue generation problem. You know, and I wanted to respond to that because I could see how a lot of people are like, just get a job, just go back out on the road. You know, I just can't go back out on the road. My girlfriend cannot go with me, period. That being said, you know, you got to look at it in terms of time. Sure, I could go out and make all kinds of money driving a truck, but I would be giving up all kinds of time. And as I told you when I quit, there are some times where I'm making less than $10 an hour driving that truck. They are just so apt to steal from us and not pay us what we earn with our mileage to where our hourly average can be abysmal, and you're stuck out there all the time. It takes all your time in that little prison box that only goes to Love's and fucking Walmart. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's not a life. And I've done 21 years of that. If I gotta be broke to avoid that, then I'm gonna be the best fucking broke motherfucker you could think of. So I'm slashing these things. And these are things that aren't going to take up my time anymore. See, when you start cutting things out of your life that you don't need, minimalism and shit. I know it's a foreign concept to a lot of people, but minimalism, when you start cutting that down, that cuts down the amount of time you have to earn money. I want to do both. I want to increase my income streams. I want to amplify my income using the stock market, using options trading. I want to be able to take what I make from my YouTube videos and also amplify it and be able to be a full-time content creator. That's what I want to do as retirement plan. I want to be a retired trucker that just wanders around making fucking videos. You know, that'd be great. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and it got to put in a lot of effort and work to make this happen. And that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I don't make as much money when I do these things, but what my plan is to amplify it, to make sure that I'm going to make more money per hour over time. Videos are usually one and done, and I'm very close to getting monetized fully by YouTube again, and then I'll start having ad revenue, which will allow me to pump out more content. And the reason why you're getting this video quick is because I've had some generous donations on the last video. You know, thank you Max and Renee for doing the super chats. And it also, if you've noticed, my website is now down. I've taken it down. I have no plans to reboot it anytime soon. But if my channel regrows enough, I might. But for now, I'm just going to let Google handle all my shit. So if you still want to support the channel, do a super thanks, a super chat, hang out with the premieres to do the super chats. Eventually I'll get to live streams. I just had to take my, my ambition exceeded my time requirement for being able to make money and survive right now. And live streams can be quite time consuming to set up and to actually be on camera for. But I'll work on that. So you can support the channel. I know I just told you to get rid of all your subscriptions, but if you don't give a fuck and you're a baller, feel free to become a channel member on YouTube. I will do one exclusive member video a month for my members here on YouTube. And later on down the line, if I get enough members, I'll do member only live streams. It doesn't make sense if I only have like 2 or 3 members. But yeah, you can support all of that through YouTube now. Don't worry about my website anymore. And that saved me another, that was another chunk of that $200 a month that I've saved, is no longer having to pay for my website. So I still have my domains so that when I do come back, I can use the same web address. That way all my past videos where I promoted it would stick. But for now, I'm just going to rely on good old YouTube to do its thing and see what happens. But that's good news for y'all, and we got to be prepping for the recession here. I don't know if you've kept an eye on the market. We're still going down. It's going down in a ball of flames, it seems like. And part of that, part of my strategy right now is I'm going through all of my camera gear. Now you're watching this on a camera I'm considering selling. The reason I'm reluctant is this camera has done a lot through my channel over the years. It's my Sony AX700, and it's still valued at $1,100. It was $1,800 when I bought it. So it's holding its value because there's not a lot of people making new camcorders now. And this is a camcorder format with professional controls. but it's only 8-bit and, you know, has some dynamic range issues. Like if I go like this, you can see the shadows get kind of shitty, you know, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to take this camera out for a spin to make sure that, you know, I have way better cameras, way better picture quality and shit. But, you know, do I really want to sell this? Because it's not a lot of new prosumer camcorders coming out. And this has a 1-inch sensor. So it's actually pretty good in environments like I'm in right now. You know, and so I just wanted to give it a spin and see if it works. It feels good to be out in nature again. There's that too. So going through shit that I have and selling it is one of the things I'm doing. I'm selling my GH5 right now. Selling some old Nikon glass that I really don't need anymore. I can cover it with my Sony. So, you know, selling old equipment. You see, I watched Vegetable Police put out a video talking about this, and he kind of, you know, he did this. He started broke as fuck, living with his mom, and grew himself without going to work for the man into what he is today. You know, now granted, he puts in a lot more effort into his videos than I have recently, and I need to start getting on the ball with that once I'm monetized, you know, and that's really what I'm holding off on, really punching up the amount of content I produce is I want YouTube to at least give me something for my efforts. So, but that's the game plan, really. Yeah. Cut all of my subscriptions, really examine the outflow. You know, there's income and then there's outflow. And the less outflow you have, the less time you have to spend earning income. That's just basic physics and shit or something. You know, so that's what I'm looking at. And also income streams. The more the merrier. I'm still working on trading as an income stream. I'm still working on YouTube to become an income stream. On my way to this park, I did a delivery. It was a good one too. It was like $36. It was huge. But it was $36 for 14 miles. So that was pretty good mileage rate. Won't be able to do that once my van's in the shop, which will be this week. And then I'll be stuck with whatever the rental allows me, and that might, you know, the smaller deliveries don't usually pay as well as the large ones, you know, where you're hauling doors and, you know, shit like that, construction shit, you know, or Tractor Supply. Those are my go-tos right now, is Tractor Supply and Home Depot for deliveries. I'm on track to do okay. I'm really hoping that the GH5 sells fairly quick. That will get me through yet another month. A camera that was sitting in my closet, not doing anything, you know, still works just fine. Might save me a whole month if it sells. Another month of retirement. Semi-retirement, as in not working in a truck no more. You know, that's, you know, what do you got sitting around your house you don't use anymore? You know, do you really have to save it just in case? That's the biggest thing that's going to cost you most of your time and money, is just in case. I got to keep that just in case the world ends, or just in case, you know, this breaks or that breaks. I got to have a big pile of shit somewhere just in case shit happens. But you know what happens when you get your financial shit in order and you get your lifestyle to where you're not spending every fucking dime you earn? Turns out you start to have money just in case. And a lot of times, just in case doesn't happen. You know, I kept that extra camera just in case I got a large video production deal. You know, and analyzing things with AI and all of that shit. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get a huge video production gig anytime soon. I do have an editing gig though, so there's that. Turns out keeping $700, and it just goes down over time, you know. I'm finding out that some of my old Nikon glass that I kept is losing value very quickly because people are just not buying DSLRs anymore. So I'm selling some old lenses right now. And the camera shop that I've been selling stuff to for years is like, well, you know, DSLRs aren't all that anymore. You know, I feel like there's still a market for the older DSLRs. They still hold up image quality wise. You know, and they're cheaper now. So broke ass motherfuckers can be photographers. Not that that's a thriving industry anymore. But, you know, who knows? Should I keep a photography camera just in case the industry turns around? By the time it turns around, the technology will have evolved, you know, at an alarming rate. So I feel like AI has taken photography out of my income stream wheelhouse. Now, I'm sure if I busted my ass, I could probably get a wedding. They're definitely not going to pay me enough to offset the Adobe subscription bullshit. So let me know in the comments what you think of this camera footage. Should it stay or should it go? I usually shoot with my videos with my Sony full frame, which does look better. It's also 8-bit though, and it doesn't have this ND filters that are allowing me to film in this blaring sunlight and not have it look like complete ass. But I don't know. I feel like my girlfriend also helped light this fire because she wants to start getting her house in order, her finances in order, and all of that. So, you know, we're kind of doing this together in a way. Um, but yes, I'm spring cleaning my finances essentially and getting ready for the recession that's almost certainly coming, which means it'll be harder for me to do deliveries and it'll be harder for me to make not even ad revenue is probably going to go down with, you know, companies aren't going to be buying ads if we're in a heavy recession. So, but you know, that's the way YouTube ad revenue works. But next election, it'll go up. So there's that. I don't know. I just feel like I need to get some things in order and start getting out more, filming more, shooting more, doing things I enjoy. And I definitely want to do a wilderness fast this summer. And if I'm still semi-retired and I can pull that off, I will. So there's some good content hopefully coming this summer where I can get some adventures in and talk a little bit about how to enjoy it. Because honestly, winter is hibernation time for me. I don't like going out in the cold. It's nice and 55 degrees right now. It's supposed to be 60 tomorrow. So all this fucking snow and ice will melt, and I can start to get out and enjoy the retirement aspect of my semi-retirement, which I haven't been enjoying. You can clearly see it in my last couple videos and some of you have pointed out that I haven't been happy, you know. And you've been watching me for years, and there's a lot of periods where I'm not happy versus the periods where I am. I'd have to say some of my happiest times were when I was traveling on the road and living out of my Prius. Um, you know, that I don't know. I miss that freedom and that open air and that no pressure just to do things. But in order to have no pressure, you got to be debt free. And I fucked that up when I bought this van. So, yeah, some of you have pointed it out. It is a huge financial mistake. If you can avoid financing a vehicle, especially nowadays, and a used vehicle at that, you know, it wasn't even brand new. but it certainly feels like I'm paying above brand new price. My insurance alone is what car payments used to be 20 years ago, which is sucks. It's fucking bullshit is what it is. But I'm stuck with it, so I might as well treat it like it's an apartment as far as the money I have to flow out to that every month. And hopefully they do a good job repairing the damage from that asshole that slammed into me and caused me this whole upheaval, to where I'm worried about what kind of deliveries I can take while my van's being repaired. But if I can sell some gear that I don't use anymore, and I'm going through everything, I'm going through all this. I've got too much shit sitting around that I haven't touched in over a year. Like some of these cameras I used a year ago and haven't touched. I have a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera that I'm going to rebuild, make sure it works all right, maybe shoot a video with it, just kind of a sample video so I can sell it. Essentially, I plan on selling my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera without a lens. My glass is still all used on my GH6 for the Micro Four Thirds shit. So, but that won't bring much. Those cameras are dropping like a stone in value, even with the new updates that came with DaVinci. So yeah, I've got a VR headset thing that I haven't touched in shit since a couple months after I bought it. That Meta Quest 2 fucking thing. I bought it when it first came out. I think it was the Quest 2. I don't know. I have to look. But those are only now $200, but that's $200 just sitting in my closet, not being used. I'll probably try and sell that. So it's stuff like that. Go through your shit. You might have some shit sitting there that's not doing you any good sitting there that you could actually turn into money. And then you could take that money and invest and amplify it. So say I get this shit price for some of my lenses that, we won't even get into how much of a beating I'm going to take on those. But then I take that money and put it in my options trading, make 30% on it, and then that's 30% I made on the lenses. That's if I don't suck at trading, which right now my trades are good. I'm betting on the bear market, I'm betting on the recession, and I'm winning so far. But I'm going to still be careful. Still going to cash out at 50% or at 21 DTE or any of those little rules for trading options. Not a financial advisor for any of this shit. Don't follow my advice because you'll probably be broke like me. All right. But what the fuck do I know? Because I'm not an expert. I'm just an asshole. I'm going to go walk around a bit more, and then I'm going to go sell my lenses at the camera shop. I had to wait. The person that owns it wasn't there. And then, yeah, that's the plan. Cut and slash and burn every expense out of my shit. I have 2 lines on my cell phone. That's another thing I got to forget. I got to get rid of my data line because I'm not on the road anymore and I don't need all that 100 gigs of data in a hotspot. At least not right now. I'll get by with my little 30 gig hotspot from my phone if I travel. Oh, shit, my back. Oh, I'm so out of shape. Fat. Oh, I gotta fix that. More hiking to come because I am too out of shape. And I think it'll be good for me to get out here and do some shit. All right. Please like and subscribe for more shit. And I'll make more shit. If you like this video and you want me to make more videos, please do a super thanks or a super chat or become a channel member, all of which is right here on YouTube. You don't have to leave YouTube anymore. You all wanted to stay here, we're staying here. Fuck it. We'll do it live. But yeah, you can help me make more shit. But if you're broke like me, you don't have to. Just watch, ring the bell, subscribe. Make sure you're getting notified of all my videos. Check the channel every now and then. Make sure that YouTube isn't fucking me. You know, it's important. That's how you can support the channel if you are too broke to contribute. Or you don't like subscribing to shit. You know, you want to cut those monthly fees and shit. All right, have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. I hope the video doesn't look as bad as it looks on the fucking viewfinder right now.